Hey everyone, welcome to Isaac Talks, where I like to talk about social trends, personal finance, and whatever else I might have an opinion on. If the algorithm recommended you to this video, I appreciate you spending time on a newbie creator like me. With that said, let's jump in. So I've recently been introduced to something known as the Blackpill, which is essentially this doomer mindset belief that life is unfair, it's rigged against you, and therefore it's not even really worth trying or putting in any significant effort because you won't ever actually see any results or ever actually make any progress. Most of the discussion I've seen circulating online comes from Gen Z as they are discussing the very real difficulty that they're facing in today's economy. Inflation and job market pressures make living beyond paycheck to paycheck disproportionately more difficult today than it was, say, 30, 40 years ago if you're just starting out. And then there's also been this overlap with the male loneliness epidemic subject, with men, quote unquote, taking the black pill when it comes to trying to find a woman to marry and instead are just giving up on the endeavor entirely. I've even seen an evolution of this idea called the clown pill, which kind of took me a second to really wrap my head around it when I first saw it and think, is this actually real life? Is what the clown pill is essentially when someone adopts the ideology of the Joker from the Dark Knight movie. As instead of just throwing up your hands and giving up, as the black pill would have you do, the clown pill would have you laugh as the system burns around you and those around you maybe get caught in the fallout. The black pill belief is absolutely destructive at its core. Because giving into this nihilistic belief will do nothing but tank our own mental health, cause our own social abilities to atrophy, and it'll leave us trapped in a vicious downward cycle that is only ever going to leave you worse than how you started. Henry Ford is quoted as saying, "Whether you believe you can or can't, you're right." This thought holds true today just as it always has throughout history. If you walk around with a why bother, quote unquote, mentality, then that's going to infect your spirit, sabotage your work, and the next thing you know, you're going to wake up one day and realize you really are stuck in a dead-end job with no real prospects. And that situation will only exacerbate the mental and spiritual weight that you carry, and it'll only hasten the decline of your own circumstances, all spilling originally from adopting the black pill, and then starts this viciously self-fulfilling downward cycle. No one particularly enjoys being around a black pill doomer mindset either. You know, if you're out with a group of friends, everybody wants to have fun and enjoy themselves, and no one likes a stick in the mud bringing down the mood. And if you've ever been out with someone like this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All of that said, though, if you've dabbled with the black pill or have even accepted it as your own worldview, this isn't game over. There are very practical, very tangible steps that you can take to get out of this trap. And just the time spent preparing for this video, I came up with 3. And for the sake of being concise, I'll keep to that number. But there's definitely plenty more out there than what I'm going to go through here. So point number 1 is find your focus. Your focus is the thing that lights the fire of ambition within you. It's not just motivation, because motivation is fickle and that's going to fluctuate. That's going to come and go depending on the day. Did you sleep well? Did you eat well? Whatever. Ambition is that persistent drive, that thing that's going to push you to achieve whatever goal or target that you set for yourself. Right? It's this ambition that can come from a variety of sources. It can come from economic situation, family ties, or in my case, faith. I'm a Christian, and my Lord Jesus is worth me getting up, working hard, and making something more of this life than what I started with. And on a practical level, that means, for me, hitting coast fire, which is that point of financial freedom where I'm not beholden to a 9-to-5 job to survive, and I can instead take on the kind of work that I want to do or that the Lord has called me to do. And having something you can lock in on and build toward will, in a very real, very practical sense, get your mind off of whatever is weighing you down, and it will provide those incremental drips of accomplishment as you complete every next step toward your target. This will also shift your perspective. Instead of being stuck in your circumstance, now you'll be pushing boundaries. You'll be transforming that circumstance into something better than where you started. Because pushing into the unknown can be a frightening thing to do, but that is the nature of true growth. It hurts and it's uncomfortable. But once you get comfortable being uncomfortable, there is nothing that you can't accomplish. And speaking of accomplishment, that leads us straight into point number 2, which is one of the first, most hands-on, immediately tangible things that you can do here. And that's remove the diseased influences out of your life. And I call them diseased influences because bad influences doesn't really go far enough in adequately describing what these things can do to you. Right? These can be the obvious ones, like running on the street with a bunch of gangbangers, or even the inconspicuous ones, like those friends who routinely rain on your parade and discourage you when you tell them about a new or cool thing that you've done or that you are doing or whatever else. And now let's state the obvious here. Crime doesn't pay. It will 10 out of 10 times make your life worse, and it will not help, no matter how appealing it might be. It does not advance your interests, nor does it produce any fulfillment or satisfaction in the long run, or even the short run for that matter. And while our economic system isn't perfect, which is due in large part to the economic policies set in force by the boomer generation, it is entirely possible to operate within the apparatus that we have and still progress onward and make it big, despite whatever you might hear or might have been told otherwise. The insidious thing about the black pill and the doomer mindset, though, is that it tries to convince you of the exact opposite, that it isn't worth it, that it's not possible, and that progress is for everyone else or for the top 1%, the millionaires, whoever, but not for me. This couldn't be further from the truth. But going back to the point of diseased influences, you become like those who you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of black pill, doomer mindset, nothing in life is worth it, or even clown pilled, I'm just going to watch the system burn around me, you'll become like them yourself. You'll start adopting these beliefs, even just subconsciously and subtly at first, even if you don't think you are. That isn't just me saying that out loud either. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33, Paul the Apostle writes, "Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals." And what he was getting at was just as true then as it is now. The people that you hang out with do in fact rub off on you. This can be friends, co-workers, or random people that you encounter when you're out in town. The way you talk, the way you carry yourself, do you stand up straight or do you slouch? The way you view yourself. All of these are subject to change given who you spend your time with. So that's point number 2, is remove the disease influences and let's start adjusting the perspective of how do we actually look at ourselves. So all right, point number 3, don't quit. All the effort, planning, and ability in the world won't mean anything if you quit. Whatever your focus, whether that's something you do for fun, or you do it to learn, or create, whatever it is, keep at it and do not give up. Think of all the innovations and achievements of the last 25, 30 years. The onset of the internet, Amazon being founded, YouTube and all the videos since being created, scientific research and advancement, and so many other things. These only exist because there was a Jeff Bezos or an Elon Musk behind them that didn't quit. So, knowing that, think of what you can achieve and what you can accomplish if you don't quit. If you set your sights on the goal, on the target, and you get up every day and say, I'm going to take one more step toward that goal, and I'm going to make something of this life that I have been given. Coming to the end, let's summarize. The black pill is a doomer mindset. It is nothing short of poison to our brains and will bring absolute true destruction into our lives. Right? Nothing good originates from dwelling in this mental cesspit of self-loathing, believing that nothing will ever work out for you, and never stepping out into the unknown to try and build a better tomorrow. But if you're in that place now, that doesn't have to be the end. And if you're considering sliding into that place, I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Finding your focus, removing diseased influences from your life, and refusing to quit and give up, even when everyone else around you might be telling you to quit or be quitting themselves, that will lay the groundwork for you to escape from this black pill trap and get out into a better tomorrow. That better tomorrow might not be immediately tomorrow, you understand, might be 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the road. But that will be so worth it. It'll be so much better to have laid that groundwork, that foundation now, that when you get there, you'll look back and say, man, I'm very happy that I did that. Because now there is so much opportunity around us, more so than ever before in human history. Whether you're starting a business or learning a skill or just trying that new thing in your life, has never been more accessible than it is right now at this very moment. There is so much more to life than succumbing to a nihilistic view of this black pill mentality where there's no point in trying because the game is rigged. So focus up, treat and cure the diseases, and put your foot on the gas and hold it down. Because I promise you, you'll be happy that you did. That's all for this video. If you made it this far, I appreciate you watching to the end. Drop a like and a sub if you enjoyed, because it really does help a beginner channel like me grow. And comment below and let me know what you thought of the video and how I can improve and make my future videos better. And I'll see you in the next one.